Well, good evening, everyone. How are you? So,
Hello.
third comment in's got me just laughing hysterically. Marion, happy spring day. You are kidding, right? That's a joke. I'm assuming that's a joke, right?
It's
Um,
spring here.
yeah, mm, well, no, not at all. Our high of the day, 41. High,
Uh, well, you,
cold.
you need ours over here. I think we started off in the 60s, and
No.
now we're back to the. I think it's like 70 outside. It's a little chilly, 70, but
70? 70. Chili?
well,
Excuse me.
60. It was cold this morning. I almost turned on
At
the heater,
60?
and
At
yeah,
60. No.
yes,
No.
yes. The
41.
house was 60 degrees in
40.
here.
41, Brandy. 41. Okay. And snow's on the way.
Oh,
Snow.
good Lord! In March.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're going to have snow. Uh huh. Yes, ma'am. So,
That's just weird.
Marion, that is funny. Ha 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 ha. Funny, funny. So, hello, Marion and Emma and Catherine and Sherry and Lynn and Michelle and who else? Lynn's like, nope, it's not spring here either. 70. Lynn, I would love it to be 70. 41, that's cold. I mean, my plants that were blooming are like, whoa, nope, never mind. Covering up the tulips every night so that they don't die because, yeah. Hello, Bethany. Hello, Mindy.
Yeah, we got it's warmed up a little bit now. Um,
No.
I've been working on a partial diamond painting for a little bit. I took a small little break
Do you
from
know
my
that
big canvas.
it's going to be 18 as our low tomorrow night?
At, like one eight.
18 tomorrow night.
No,
And
no.
then
See,
Saturday night the low is going to be 19 and Thursday and Friday it's going to snow.
no.
Welcome.
I think someone has messed with y'all's thermostat up there.
Welcome to my world, right? Welcome to my world. So Dale goes out and we got these big sheets of cardboard. And so we have stakes all along where the tulips are. So we just kind of put the big cardboard on top of the stakes over the tulips at night. And then he goes out in the morning and he takes the cardboard off so they can get some sunshine and whatnot. Yeah. Fun, fun, fun. Come up here. It's great.
No,
Come to Michigan.
yeah, no, we don't have that. Like I said, it got chilly this morning.
Oh, I get you,
But
Lynn.
now it's all sunshiny and everything here.
She was making fun of you talking about 70 being cold.
Oh,
Or,
well,
or
the wind is
chilly.
blowing and it's not sunshiny as much.
Well, the sun's shining. The sun is shining brightly out there. See it all? See it all coming through the window? That doesn't
Then
make
that
it
keeps you
warm,
warm.
no. No, it doesn't make it warm. It's sunny, but I mean, I guess sunny is better than not sunny, but anyhow.
Well, yeah, that is true.
All right. I guess we came to talk about a book, not the weather, right? So I suppose we should talk about the book. So, what y'all think about the book? Lots has happened.
Ooh,
Lots and
mm,
lots have happened.
yeah, a ton of stuff has happened. I mean, oh Lord. I knew that he felt something towards her when he ripped apart them
Well,
them 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 Faye.
it's not very romantic.
Well, no, but then he like wanted to marry her, but so I guess technically he asked her to marry him, and she didn't really
Yeah,
respond.
sort
I
of.
think he intimated that he wanted there to be a physical. She barely kissed him, but there was a little slight
that doesn't count for nothing. Hello, Sue and Cindy. Great. I'm happy you got it. And Marion, are you going to be in April? Are you going to be in Michigan late April and stay all the way through the retreat in May? Is that what your plan is? Hopefully it'll be warmer by then. Hopefully. Yeah. Yeah. Now she has a missing finger. Oh my gosh, so much has happened though. So much has
And
happened.
I mean, my gosh, they go to the fairy realm. They rescue
The
the
girls.
girls.
Mhm.
He got lots of fights.
Well, she had the girls rescued pretty much, at least from like the main people and whatnot. And she was sneaky. I mean, she's pretty good at what she does. She knows what she's doing for the most part, right?
Yep.
And so she was able to get the girls away, and then she needed some help. After that, she needed some help.
Well, that's because that dude followed them.
Yeah,
But even Bramblebee was surprised that she remembered the story of the crying on the snow to come up with the sword,
right.
which saved them. And her cloak, I know that he only sewed a little bit her cloak, but I
Yeah.
think he sewed that enchantment to
Oh,
help
sure.
her.
Yeah.
But why did she? I still don't understand. Why did she give it away? I mean, granted, she got a cool coat in return,
I don't know.
but
Yeah, I don't know. Why did she trade? No idea.
yeah. Although this coat seems to give her stuff when she puts her hands in it, so I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
that's something.
Yeah.
And they saved the they returned the my brain just went blank. Changeling. They just returned the
Oh,
changeling,
yeah,
got
yeah,
the
yeah. Yeah.
other one back.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Right? What else is there to do other than, well, they need to do the whoop-de-doop-de because she's not going to marry him if the sex isn't good. So they need to do that.
she's got to see if there's something
Yeah,
there.
because
But she wants to touch. She wants to touch him. That's for sure.
she's
She
not
said,
going to marry. She's not going to marry him if there's no spark. There has to be some spark, but there hasn't been any spark yet. I mean, not really. So, but apparently he's just super good looking. I don't know. Everybody falls at his feet because he's so good looking. But
that's part of being the Fae. And she loves this. She wants to touch his hair and
right.
all kinds of stuff. And so she's thought about it.
Oh, Joe, so sorry you're feeling icky. Hope you
Oh,
feel
I'm so
better.
sorry, Joe. But she's gonna have to explain to him about the finger because she refused to even show him
The ring.
the finger,
Yeah.
the ring.
Hmm. But look at what
And
she did. I mean, she's slick. She knows she's being called. She knows she's being drugged, you know. And what can she do? She can't stop it. But even in her foggy brain, she knows enough that she's got to get away. And the only way that she can get away is she's got to get rid of that. She's got to get rid of it. So
she just chops off her finger.
So she just chops off her finger. Exactly. She lucky she didn't chop off her whole hand, right? With that axe, but woo. I can't
But
believe
it makes me wonder if he can fix that.
her finger.
Yeah.
I don't know. Get her a new
I
finger.
wonder.
He can do all kinds of stuff. So I don't know. Yeah, Sue, there's going to have to be some sexual stuff going on because he wants her to marry him and she's thinking about it. I mean, they would be an
She's
awesome duo.
contemplating.
Yeah, but got to make sure there's some sparks flying first. Yeah. I mean, they would make a great team, him and her. I mean,
yep.
He's a fairy. He's
and she studies the fairy,
and she knows all
she
about
knows more than some of the fairies know.
Right. Yeah. Yep. So
And
together,
I mean,
they could accomplish everything with the powers and the knowledge and all that. Oh, remember when we were talking about the dog? The dog.
Yes.
And
Yes, we now
what is
know.
he called now? What's he called now? He's
Well, they call him a black hound,
yeah, but he's something
which is
else.
essentially a hellhound.
She called him something else though. She didn't call him a hellhound. She called him something else. I don't remember what she
No,
called him. But she knew what she was getting when she got him. She knew that
a grim. He's a grim. He's a
yeah,
grim.
she knew that he was special. He was a special dog and a protector. Sue, I
Yeah,
didn't
because he
know that
took him away from the Bogart
there you
that
go.
was being bad.
I didn't know you finished the book. I thought you didn't like it, so you quit reading it. Hmm. I mean, it's
I
really
can't believe you don't like it, Sue. It's good. I like it.
it really is good. Yeah. So now that what's left to accomplish by the end of the book? Okay, the badonkadonk.
We got to find his door. We got to find his door.
I don't know that we're going to find his door in this book. I don't think he's going back in this book because there's another book after this one for sure. So I don't think he's going back this time. They'll probably. I don't know if they'll get married. I don't know. They'll probably leave this land that they're in. Lynn's already on the second book. Of course she is.
Lynn.
They'll leave this land and they'll go do their conference thing or whatever and all that. Maybe they'll get married.
Get all kinds of funding.
I don't know what's going to happen. Guess we'll find out. We will find out.
Yep.
As we finish it up.
Mindy's just hoping there's some that they don't gloss over the sexual stuff.
Well, they probably will. I can't imagine it's going to be too.
Yeah, they probably will. I think they're just going to say that they fell into his eyes and boom.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's going to be too descriptive or too steamy or anything like that. So, yes, I'm sure you do know, Lynn, and so does Sue apparently know what happens in the rest of the book.
Oh my goodness. But she definitely is feeling something for him, and I think it's more than just attraction. I think she honestly has started caring for him and realizing that he does care for her in his way.
Yeah, that's very possible. Very, very possible.
So I'm excited to see. I hope that I don't know. I hope they get together because I agree. I think they make a fabulous team.
Oh yeah, they'd be an awesome team. And then, if they do well at that conference with the paper or whatever they got to write and all that stuff, and they get the money and they have all this money to go do all this exploring, and that's probably book 2. I mean, that's just got to be book 2. Finding his way home and whatnot. But
I mean, she basically found out he did his own version of "I love you" by saying, "I'll tell you my name."
Oh, there you go. I'll tell you my name. Mm-hmm.
That's how it was. So basically, he's saying, "Look, I'm giving everything to you because if I tell you my name, you can control every action I do." Dadgum.
I guess the name is a powerful thing.
Yeah, extremely powerful in their world.
I don't know, Michelle.
Oh no. Sorry. That's not good.
No.
So what ideas do we have about our next one?
I have no idea. I was telling Brandy just before we went live that I just don't want to do another fantasy right now. We've done a lot of fantasy stuff like recently, and we need to do something different. Something different. Anybody got any good books out there they want to read? Anybody know any good books? anything out there, tickling your fancy.
Anything that's just jumping up and trying to bite you on the butt.
Tickling your fancy. Fancy, fancy. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I don't know. Oftentimes you can kind of look up things like new releases of, new March releases, or, find some things that way, but I don't know.
I wonder if you can find out what the hottest, as far as like most popular book right now.
New books to read in March. Sue, we have done a bunch of Nora Roberts. And look, you already read it, so why do you want to read it again? Hello, Sean.
Hey, Sean.
Got any good books you've heard about lately? Popular March releases according to Goodreads. Okay, that's what I was looking for. According to Goodreads. Let's see. Fantasy, fantasy. Fantasy, fantasy. Oh my gosh.
Everybody's into fantasy.
There is a lot of it out there, that is for sure.
Oh, yeah. He's good. No, we never have read Caraval yet.
Not yet. But again, that's fantasy again. It's just...
Mindy's like, I don't want fantasy. That means no Caraval right now.
Take a break from the fantasy for a minute, right? Lots of romances out here, too.
Mm-hmm.
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 Oh, boy. The perfect guy doesn't exist. Oh, yay. Ellie,
well, we're kind of limited because we basically can only choose from fantasy and romance. That's it. There are no other categories we can choose from.
There's fiction.
Those still are fiction. You can't just say fiction because fiction encompasses mystery, suspense, thriller.
No,
so
I mean,
there's nothing
just like general fiction. Just, things like, who's some of the authors that are general fiction? Just like Jodi Picoult and Kristen Hanna and people like that are just like fiction,
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I sort of classified them in the, like,
what?
Well, no, I guess it technically wasn't a romance, but it was. They should have a section that's just called hometown. Just hometown.
No,
so what was the top? I wonder what the top book.
A dark college
club.
No.
Oh, hey. No. Mindy's like, no, if it's got dark romance, I ain't doing that again.
No, we did that. We tried that one time. Mindy was like, no. No.
Sean suggests The Ritual.
That's the one that's the dark romance.
Oh.
That's the dark college romance. Yeah.
Well, there's that one that I suggested that I can't remember the name of it now to save my life. About the person who ends up being able to relate to the octopus, like Unlikely Friends or something like that. That's not a romance. It's not a fantasy. It's not a mystery. It's just a feel-good story.
Sounds a little fantasy if we're communicating with dolphins or
no, because it's more of a just communication style. It's not, it doesn't have anything to do with fantasy. I can't remember the full name of it. Like, So you should remember, what was the name of that one? It was like Unexpected Friends or something.
I don't even remember. But all the
Which I
broken
find.
places. Oh, yeah. Right, Lynn, stop it. Lynn, stop it.
Ah!
Yay. Yay.
Yeah, there's only one way Mindy wants to slide on those.
Oh, right, right. A tongue is used for different things than that. I mean,
Oh, God.
I don't know.
Oh.
I mean, there's a bunch of good stuff out here that I would read, of course, but
Magic Hour by Kristen Hanna. What's that? Or The Woman by Kristen Hanna.
Kristen Hanna, she's one of those fiction writers. She just writes fiction about things. A lot of it is a little historical fiction, but
Well, look up those two, The Woman and Magic Hour.
she just writes about people and things that happen to them and their stories. And okay, here's one. Hang on. Here's one that I actually think sounds good, and it's one of hers. Let me think. What's it called? Let me look up Kristen Hanna. Hang on.
Because they just suggested two by her.
Yeah, I know, but there's one that I've been hearing a lot about that I think would be good. Like not the great unknown. The women is like one of her new ones. That is her new.
And then I still want you to try to find that story about the dog mystery.
A dog mystery?
Yeah, there was one that was about some sort of pet store dog, but it's a mystery, but it's about like dogs, and you found it. And
Okay,
I should have written down that.
So this one is called the Great. Hang on, The Great Alone. I'll read you the little synopsis to it. Alaska, 1974. Some of her stuff is really historical, but this one's just 1974. Ert Albright came home from the Vietnam War a changed and volatile man. When he loses yet another job, he makes the impulsive decision to move his wife and his daughter north, where they will live off the grid in America's last true frontier. Cora will do anything for the man she loves, even if it means following him into the unknown. 13-year-old Lenny, caught in the riptide of her parents' passionate, stormy relationship, has little choice but to go along, daring to hope this new land promises her family a better future. In a wild, remote corner of Alaska, the Albrights find a fiercely independent community of strong men and even stronger women. The long, sunlit days and the generosity of the locals make up for the newcomers' lack of preparation and their dwindling resources. But as winter approaches and darkness descends, Ernst's fragile mental state deteriorates. Soon the perils outside pale in comparison to the threats from within. In their small cabin, covered in snow, blanketed in 18 hours of night, Lenny and her mother learn the terrible truth. They are on their own. Their dad's not going to be able to help them. I've heard lots of good things about that book. A lot of people, like booktubers and stuff, talked about it and said it was really good. They really liked it.
Kind of sounds like a pioneer book.
Well, how can it be pioneer? It's 1974.
I don't know. I'm just saying, it's what it kind of reminds me of. They go and they travel.
They're living in Alaska, off the grid.
You have deferred to me on certain ones. This book is your choice as far as I'll read whatever it is that you want me to read.
Whatever I want.
I can't guarantee you that I'll like it. I can't guarantee I'll like it, but I'll read it.
What's this one? Let's see. How about this one? Three sisters whose once solid world is broken apart by jealousy, betrayal, and the kind of passion that rarely comes along. The Gray sisters have always been close. After their mother's death, the girls banded together, becoming best friends. Their stern, disapproving father cares less about his children than about his reputation. To him, appearances are everything, and years later, he still demands that his daughters reflect his standing in the community. Winona, the oldest, needs her father's approval most of all, an overweight bookworm who never felt at home on the sprawling horse ranch that has been in her family for 3 generations. She knows she doesn't have the qualities her father values, but as the best lawyer in town, she's determined to someday find a way to prove her worth to him. Aurora, who's the middle sister, is the family peacemaker. She brokers every dispute and tries to keep them all happy, even as she hides her own secret pain. And then Vivienne, the undisputed star of the family, a stunningly beautiful dreamer with a heart as big as the ocean in front of her house. She is adored by all who know her. Everything comes easily for her until a stranger comes to town. In a matter of moments, everything will change. The Gray sisters will be pitted against one another in ways that none could have imagined. Loyalties will be tested and secrets revealed, and a terrible, shocking crime will shatter both their family and their beloved town.
Well, it actually sounds interesting, but it's got crime in there. It said, Mindy, are you okay with it?
That's fine. It's not going to be like a total murder mystery. That's not what it is. Something happens. They find out something, probably to do with their dad or whatnot. But I like relationship stories, like families, the sister thing, best friend stories. I like those, where you learn about getting along with each other. And there might be a small romance in them sometimes, but I just like those kinds of, like one of my favorite authors is Ellen Hildenbrand, and she writes a lot about friends and friends that, have known each other for a long time or have secrets or, things happen. That one does sound good. True Colors. It's called True Colors by Kristen Hanna. And she is a great author.
I think I could handle that one. Did you ever read Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants?
I did, long time ago.
It's actually a pretty good book.
And then
I never realized it had a sequel that went with it.
I was going to say there were more than one.
I only read the one. I never did read the others.
Yeah. Linda, Nicholas Sparks has a new book coming out in the fall. New book in the fall. So, yeah, I'm not into some of her like really real historical ones. Like she writes some about times of war and stuff like that, and I'm not into reading war stories, but this
I'm not a huge fan of historical fiction.
Yeah, me neither.
But I'm kind of interested. I can't believe she has one called Magic Hour. I wonder what that's about.
I just passed it here a minute ago. I thought I did. Magic Hour. That one sounds suspenseful and kind of creepy. Let's see.
And he's like, that one sounds a little
In the Pacific Northwest lies the Olympic National Forest, nearly 1 million acres of impenetrable darkness and impossible beauty. From deep within this old-growth forest, a 6-year-old girl appears, speechless and alone. She offers no clue to her identity, no hint of her past. Having retreated to her Western Washington hometown after a scandal left her career in ruins, child psychiatrist Dr. Julia Cates is determined to free this extraordinary girl she calls Alice from a prison of unimaginable fear and isolation. To reach her, Julia must discover the truth about Alice's past, although doing so requires help from Julia's estranged sister, a local police officer. The shocking facts of Alice's life test the limits of Julia's faith and strength, even as she struggles to make a home for Alice and for herself. I like the sound of the other one better, but
I like that one. Sounds good though too. It doesn't sound like in suspense but there's some intrigue, but not murder mystery intrigue.
Right. Sometimes her books can be heart-wrenching, heartfelt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, sounds like there's 2 good choices from her. That we could choose from.
I also like stories like bucket lists, the bucket lists. They go out and do crazy things trying to fill their bucket lists and whatnot.
I'm not ready to think about my bucket list.
See,
I'm not bucket list age yet, I don't think.
I read this one. I read Angel Falls. That's one of hers. I read that one.
Yeah, we read that one together.
Did we read Angel Falls together?
Yeah.
No, I've read Angel Falls.
Yeah, we read it together.
The Knitting Circle by Anne Hood. Oh, but her child dies.
Oh.
Well, you know. Sometimes things happen.
Yeah. I don't know. So what do you think? Like I said, she had two good ones that I'd be okay with that one that you like, and I definitely would like the other one.
True Colors.
And Magic Hour.
Okay, seriously, oh, here we go.
Bless.
Well, anybody have a thought either way on either one of those?
Yeah, y'all just kind of just being quiet over here. What's up? What's up with that?
I know.
What's
right?
up with that, peoples? You know, y'all are part of this decision yourself. Not just Mindy and I here.
The Lost Bookshop.
I'm working on my bucket list by going back to college and getting here. Oh no, I about gave up this week. Gave up this week. No, I checked every day last week and all the way until day before yesterday. No assignments had popped up because they were on spring break. Last night, when I'm working on my paper, all of a sudden there's two assignments that are due in like 10 minutes. And I'm like, what? And they had not popped up prior to that. I was so mad.
Like, how did that happen?
So one of them got fixed, but the other professor, I don't know that he's going to fix it.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, I think I'm not going to say what it is, and I'm a teacher, but I'm not going to say what it is. I sent him a message to tell him, you know, my thoughts.
My thoughts.
And I was nice. I didn't mention, hey, you know, you're kind of not fair by just throwing that on us. Whatever. Well, they're both Kristen Hannah, yeah. Sherry. They're both Kristen Hannah. Yeah. Oh Lord, Lynn, really? Okay. So Catherine says Magic Hour. Lynn says I dozed off when Mindy was reading. Kristen just says Sherry just says Kristen Hannah. Sean says Magic Hour. Marianne, I'm good with anything y'all decide. All right, so that means Sherry and Lynn, y'all gotta weigh in here. Because both are Kristen Hannah. So far, we got 2 for Magic Hour, 1 for whatever you decide. 1, I dozed off. 1, either one, I guess. Hello? Sue says not Magic Hour. Well, that only leaves the other one. Do you remember the name of the other one, Sue?
Unless you got another
True Colors. If we're choosing from these 2, Sherry says Magic Hour.
Oh, geez. I was all set to do True Colors, and then Brandy says, well, what about Magic Hour? So I read it, and then look what happens. Oh, my God.
Marianne says both sound good. Bethany says out of those ones, Magic Hour sounded the most interesting one. The first one. So Lynn says True Colors because she dozed off on the Magic Hour. Michelle says Magic Hour. I'm just gonna put my head down.
Now we got to deal with a strange kid that's all messed up. Okay, we could have dealt with 3 sisters that were messed up. Now we got a kid that's all like weird, wild child living in the woods. Okay. Oh my goodness.
Sherry says, Mindy, we can read the one that you want.
How about,
Sue says, Brandy only wants magic hour because the word magic. No, I like intrigue. There's intrigue in it. Granted, magic caught my attention, but it's not about magic.
no, it's about
Bethany says, I'm okay with anything. Sean says, well, you asked our opinion.
let's go completely off book. Let's read the bucket list one. It's funny book. Let's read a funny book. That's what we need. We need something funny and uplifting and joyful, right? We haven't read.
Well, do they have comedy books?
Well, just, fun adventure, like the bucket list. She's holding the list from her best friend. I'm going to get her back for this in the afterlife. My outgoing.
So basically, her friend died and she's doing everything for the bucket list. That sounds depressing.
Why?
That sounds depressing.
Her list, not mine. I have to do it before I turn 50 because she didn't make it to 50. I don't know if it's appropriate to want to kill somebody who's already dead, but I can't help how I feel. But still, I want to honor her wishes. And I kind of want that beach house. So she gets a beach house if she completes the list. The next few months will either change my life or I might join her in heaven if one goes terribly wrong. I don't know. All right. We'll revisit.
All right. Here's what I will say.
We'll revisit.
No, we'll if you want to read the bucket list, we'll do the bucket list so long as you can write down somewhere within our near rotation will be magic hour.
I don't even know if I really, really want to read the bucket list. I just came up with something fun and funny and uplifting and, an uplifting book. Uplifting book. Something fun. I'm going to keep looking. That's what I'm going to do.
Like I said, I will do whatever you want, but I will say I would kind of like magic hour to be put somewhere in a rotation that we will think about. Because that really does sound good.
Well, we still have our Caravel on our list. We know that.
Yep. Caraval.
I just didn't want to do fantasy again. All right. I'll do some more hunting this week. I'm going to do some more hunting.
Okay, then you can put up a poll in your community tab.
I can do that.
But you'll need to do it in enough time for you to get the book.
Well, I just have to.
Sean says, if Caraval is on the table, yes, please. She said no because it's fantasy.
Because I'm fantasied out at the moment. I'm just fantasied out at the moment. Okay. We'll come back.
Let's see. The one prior to this. Well, technically, this is the first fantasy we've had in a little bit because we had dark romance. We had hippie girl. Prior to that, I forgot what was prior to that. But I know the two prior to this one were hippie girl and dark romance. And then there was one other. What did we read prior to this one, right before it? Was it the dark romance?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
We read one that I liked and you didn't, and one that you liked and I didn't.
Okay, so then that was, well, no, because we both were equally. So there was, hold on, what was the?
Nope, we read one
that
I liked the hippie
okay, tomorrow was the last one we did. That's not fantasy either.
I didn't care for that
So
one.
we have not had fantasy in over 3 books, yet she's fantasied out.
I am. I can only handle so much fantasy. One's enough. Well,
Oh,
as you can tell, I try to change things up, change things up. And, here we go. The Getaway Girls, a hilarious, good summer fun read. Getaway Girls.
what's it about?
Connie is finally free to make her own decisions for the first time in decades. And she meets the Oh, I read one of these. Did we read one of these together, or did I just read one myself? There's 3 different women. They have a holiday to remember. They make a pact for the summer to be their best yet and drive off into the sunset together. They travel along the beaches of France and into the glorious delights of Italy in their luxury camper van. No, they didn't go in a camper van in my book. New friends have plenty of fun and frolics in the sunshine, but the vacation isn't what they expected. Gil will do anything to have one last holiday romance. Connie has a surprise inheritance and waiting for her in Italy, and Maggie has a secret that's going to catch up with them all. In the end, all 3 women discover that the journey they thought would be their last really is just the beginning. Why does that sound so familiar?
I don't know.
But they weren't in no camper van, the book that I read. I don't know. Okay. I'm going to continue my research. I'm researching. Okay.
You research, because we we had to somehow make, like I said, I'll read just about anything so long as something that interests me is somewhere around the bend. A
It's
Stitch in
not.
Time series. The heck is that?
The 5 Wishes of Mr. Murray McBride. Okay. I got to go. I got to have dinner.
Yep.
So we're going to let you go. And
Mindy will do some research. She will put a little poll, and we will go in and we will. Are you gonna? We just need to look up when you put the titles. We just need to go look up the synopsises, right?
Here we go. Yes. Yep. I'll put a title and you can look them up. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
And then we vote.
Okay.
Everybody got to go in and vote.
Oh, at this point, we're just finishing the
Bethany.
book. Yeah, we're finishing the book this time. That's why we're talking about a new book, because we're going to finish this one. All righty. Yep. Okay, see you next week when we finish this one, and hopefully we'll have a clue what we're going to do next.
All right? We will, because we're going to go in and vote.
Okay, all right. Sounds good. All right, see you then.